Thank you, Paul. You only feel like no.
Steve there. Steve, make an announcement with all phones on silent, will you?
Ah.
Big difference in conditions to Carlisle. Big difference.
Yeah, the ones that are done
Yeah. Yeah.
are lovely.
They were doing that one in the middle yesterday afternoon.
Minutes last night one, it was
Nice one.
pushing a bit slow, but it's new cloth. But
Mm.
at least we've got a bit of slide and
At least know the tables are level. They're recovering the tables in Carlo with the ones they had in Australia.
what the cloths.
Mm.
That's the
Stricken the
final.
so Dave Codger's in there.
Could you open the door so they can hear me start?
Okay.
Shut it under time.
Well, yeah, Steve wants to make an announcement. You can hear him when he says start, you know. Then I'll just close it over. Yeah, it's a Strackle Superfine, is that what it is?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
light. It's in between this and the number 10.
Okay.
It's used on
The Proteor, yeah.
It's a nice one.
Okay, everybody? Everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're on the clock now. Good luck,
Right.
everybody.
So hi everyone, and welcome once again to the Sticks in Kirkcaldy. We're back here again for the 4th time for the Scottish Open. As you just heard there, Steve Cowie has started his first session off. We're delighted to be back here for the first event of the new year. And we've got Rob Hall against Terry Azor. Rob has already been in a couple of finals this season. One of the top players in the game. Great to have him here. He's up against Terry Azor from Southampton. Good opening pot there.
2.
And it's a great venue, Sticks. Got 13 tables,
5.
9 of which have been recovered for this event. So, as Angus McAnally said in his opening speech, we've got some really good playing conditions this weekend. And I'm sure that'll be reflected in the scores and breaks.
7.
There was a minute's silence for a lifelong billiard player, really well respected and a regular on the circuit, Brian Harvey, who sadly passed away recently. And he'll be sadly missed, but got a lot of great memories, as a lot of players have, with Brian, and like we were saying, what a great player he was. So
9.
Terry first to get get a little position going. First drop cannon. Yellow to red. Ideally you'll want to get the yellow beyond the spot and get a fit contact on the red.
11.
As I was saying, there's a lot of tables that have been recovered, and this is one of the tables that was recovered yesterday. So it's very fast, as you'd expect, and the cloth is quite slippery, so
3 Azor. 11.
any sort of bottom on the cue ball, stun or screw, can be very responsive. On an older cloth, there's a lot more friction and it's difficult to get the reaction, but it's really effortless on these tables at the moment.
Three.
So this, like we were saying, this is the first session, of course, and there's 9 sessions today, and table 1, which is this table, will be streamed all day and today and tomorrow.
5.
So just keep an eye on the YouTube channel or Facebook for Billiards.
Seven.
All the results are available on our results site. If you head to worldbilliards.com, then there's a link to our results site. That's a good shot.
10.
PK,
Yep.
as we call it. And on the really responsive cloths, those shots are quite nice to play. You don't have to really get much into the cue ball to get the response on it. And he's left a drop cannon for himself. This time white to red.
12.
Red to white even.
Fourteen. Sixteen.
I played the cannon, but didn't want to see the white disappear, but I was hoping to have that obviously stay on the table and get the cannon at the same time, but to play some sort of safety now. I think you could try and pop the red, but not easy, and you wouldn't really have much opportunity to carry on the break with just the red being on the table. Trying to get a double bulk.
Rob Hall.
So you did that
16.
very well, attacking shot. And of course, there'll be some viewers who may not be familiar with the rules, and now Terry has to play out of bulk. It's double bulked, as we call it. So
Miss.
and miss
Rob Hall 2.
to play the cue ball safely on the side cushion, which he's allowed to do. That's 2-point penalty. He could have tried disturbing the balls there by playing out of bulk side or coming up and down the table, but Rob's got a tricky shot here, so
2. Shot.
Terry played safe, and even though Rob's got that point, he's not really left himself a very easy position. It's tricky to get a good lead from that.
Rob Hall 2.
Also playing in this first session is David Coulsey on table 2, world number 1 and defending champion. He's up against Steve Allen. Peter Sheehan, who we saw in the final of the last event in Carlisle. He's playing Mark Hill at the moment. Anna Lynch, women's world champion, is playing on table 10. So some great matches here throughout. Unfortunately no Peter Gilchrist in this event. He's back in Singapore. But great field nevertheless.
Three.
I'm sure Rob will be looking to get that white in a better position. He's looking at the cannon straight away to move it into the centre of the table a bit more.
5.
Making sure he leaves himself a shot on the red, and that white's actually gone quite near the spots, which I'm sure he'll be pleased about.
8.
Sending a
10.
white up there for a drop cannon again. May play enough for an off, yeah, you have to play enough for an off white and then set up a drop cannon next shot.
12.
Rob's got his own table that he practices on. I'm sure it will play quite similar to this. Pockets on this table though are not
14.
overly tight, so
$16. 19. 21. 23.
that's worked out well. Nice gathering cannon.
25.
No, he could have just easily just played a cannon there, but obviously these players that they're always trying to get the balls into a position where they can push them back towards the spot, and now he's got both balls in front of him the other way. He's kind of turned around the position, and
27.
that cannon there has pushed the white towards the spot a little bit more. It's almost level with the spot, I think. But having to come
29.
on again.
$32.
So the first short journey of the match then. Lots of left hand side. And that takes the cube into
35.
the far draw of the middle there. Played that nicely. Leaves the red in the middle of the table.
$38. $41.
With the white where it is at the moment, he can't go in off it really from there, so he's hoping to leave himself a position for a cannon. Looks like the red has just fallen a little bit short. He's just seeing if he can get a thick run through cannon.
43.
Well, he did have a thick run through, but he's not left himself a shot on the red. The red's just fallen a little bit awkward there. Can he get in off this white?
$45.
Played that nicely, and the white's actually come around the table, and if it stops, it will leave himself a cannon from white to red.
$47.
I think he'll play it now, white to red, and just knock the red a little bit towards the middle pocket.
$49. $52.
And if you just joined us, we're in Sticks Club in Kirkcaldy in Scotland for the Scottish Open. The first event of this year, and this is the 4th time we've been here for the Scottish
54.
Open. Rob Hall has been in a couple of finals this season. This is the first day, the first session, and we're here for all weekend, so there'll be plenty of billiards available on YouTube and Facebook channels.
56. 59.
Kevin Christie is the referee from Ireland. Come over for this event. We're really grateful for the support of our referees again. And of course our Tom.
$61.
Nice view there of the long loser that Rob's playing.
63.
Played it off 2 cushions to leave the white near the finger spot area, near the pink spot in snooker. From there we can play another in-off and leave a drop.
Rob Hall, 63.
I'd be disappointed to have missed that, but nevertheless a little 63 break there, and it gets him with a feel for the table.
Yep. No problem.
Terry is a regular on the circuit as well, plays in most of the events. Went across to Australia a couple of years ago for the World Championship.
2.
And a capable player himself. Good scorer when he gets in.
5.
Well, he's got a tough match here against Rob there.
Rob Hall, 5.
Here's the perfect angle for the in-off red. The cue ball there, as you can see, is on an imaginary line from the red spot to the middle pocket, and if the cue ball's on that line,
3.
then you've got what we call a natural angle half ball in-off, where you just play above centre on the cue ball and play half ball on the red, and you should get the in-off. So he was left that as a starter to this.
Five. Sorry, Azor, 5. 3. Rob Hall, 3.
Bit of an unexpected miss there from Rob. But as I say, we've been in the first session and it's going to take a little bit of time just to get a feel for conditions. All tables do play slightly differently and react differently, especially if it being a
3.
new cloth.
Five.
Like he's playing a run through and off here, top and left hand side. And that
8.
takes the cue ball nicely on the cushion into the pocket. He's just lost control of the red there. Also, he would wanted the red to be near the middle pocket for a pot or an off. Unfortunately, he's left it in bulk, so he can't play directly onto that ball now from in hand. Well, that was a great effort.
For Azor.
Kiss cannon attempted there. May have even had a chance of it off if he missed the red on the left hand side as we look, but
2.
hasn't left Rob very much apart from a pot white.
Rob Hall, 2.
I wonder if Terry's tempted to have a go at a cannon here. Has to play out the bulk because he's double bulked at the moment. Cushion first. That's unlucky. That was a good effort at the cannon there from Terry. If you're in the area near Kirkcaldy, why not come down and watch some of the matches this weekend? There's no cost for spectators to attend, and you'll get to watch some great
2.
matches. So if you're thinking about it, I'd certainly recommend
4.
coming down to Sticks Club. And if you're too far away, like I say, you can watch some great coverage here on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Really grateful to have Sam Jones from TYP Live doing our live streaming this season. He's been doing a great job.
6.
If you're watching, drop us a comment in the chat bar. Let us know where you're watching from, and what your thoughts are. It'd be great to hear from you.
Eight. Not one of mine, Rob. Rob Hall, 8. 2.
So if you're watching and you're not familiar with the game, I we
Five.
can tell you the different ways of scoring. In off red there, as Terry just played, is 3 points. You can pot the red, that's also 3 points. And the red goes back on the red spot, which is the black spot in snooker. Cannon is 2 points. Terry's attempting a cannon here where you contact both object balls.
3
Same
Azor.
shot.
5.
You can also go in off your opponent's ball. Of course, one player uses the white and the other player uses the yellow. That's 2 points. You can also pop your opponent's ball, which is 2 points, but that's not something that players like to do generally because it restricts you to just having the red on the table and your ball until your opponent goes back to the table. Their ball stays in the pocket once you've potted it, so it's not really to your advantage unless you're going to leave a double bulk for your opponent and knock both balls beyond the bulk line. A little bit scrappy start in this opening match, but players are just settling into the conditions and the environments.
3.
Here's another drop cannon, red to white. Shot we see quite a lot. I'd like to see the white go beyond the spot. The top of the table play.
5.
From here he can manoeuvre the balls and develop that position.
7. 9.
You get a spider at this one, don't see this very often in billiards. Quite straight on this, I wonder if you can just get out for a cannon next shot. You'll have to stun this. Looks very straight. Just about managed it. Yeah. Very responsive this new clock.
12.
Gonna have to pot the red though. A bit too far for the cannon.
$15. 17.
Yeah, he's disappointed to see the red fall right on the cushion there. He would have wanted a pot red next shot. He's got the whites in a good position for the top of the table.
19.
Played it well. Wanted to leave the red over the pocket and get a cannon, so now he can pot it.
$22.
And that red pots past the white, so you can play a stun pot now.
$25.
For a cannon next shot.
27.
Quite often when they're playing these cannons, the players are not looking to pot the red at the same time. Would have preferred
30.
to see the red stay over the pocket there.
$33. 35. 38. 40. 43. 46. 48. 50.
Played that Canada a couple of shots ago quite nicely. Left both balls in front of the cue ball,
52.
which has enabled him to move the balls back where he wants them, beyond the spot.
54.
When the white's behind the spot, he can set up floating white position, where players can compile very big breaks.
56. 59. 62. 64. 67.
So Rob establishing a quite good lead in this match. 168 plays 29. As I said that, he'll be
Rob Hall,
disappointed to miss that.
67.
One we don't normally expect Rob to miss, but nevertheless another 60 break. He would have hoped to have scored a lot more there though. It's not left much of an opening for Terry. That can often happen when the opponent's cue ball is tight on the top cushion. If you do miss, you often have a chance of leaving the ball safe.
Three. 5. 'Rob Hall, 5. 2. 5. 8.
this match room that we're playing in now is one of 3 match room suites
11.
that we've got in this club. There's another room with 6 tables, and then another room with 4 tables, so it's a great layout. Big thanks to Paul McGowan, who's one of the players here, and he's involved with the club, and
14.
he's been working hard the last few weeks to make sure the tables are in the best possible condition for us. Overseeing all the table recovers.
16.
And, I'm sure that'll be appreciated by all the players.
$18.
Just looking at this, he might be able to get a cannon red to white, leave the red over the pocket.
20.
Out comes the spider again.
Uh-huh. 23.
And of course we've got a lot of Scottish players that
26.
support World Billiards. Got Alan Shepherd, Stevie Angus, Paul McGowan, as I've mentioned,
28.
Paul Whelan, Dougie Melrose, David Stone, Mark Lennox, who are all participating in this event. I'm sure they'll be looking to do well in their home tournament. And they often, not just this event, they also support the other events on the circuit as well, and it's great to have them on board.
42.
I know they've got a series of tournaments in Scotland, ranking events for the Scottish players that they
25.
participate in. It was great to see a circuit of national tournaments as well.
37.
And of course,
40.
in previous Scottish Open events, we've had David Snedden, great Scottish player for many, many years. And if you're watching, I hope you're well, David. So Rob's got this almost absolutely perfect now for what we call floating white.
47.
It's got the white right beyond the spot, just slightly to one side of it. And on the other camera angle we can see the position of the white in relation to the red. And the aim of this is to try and keep the white near the spot. In each cannon that he plays like this, he's pushing the white slightly closer to the top cushion. But if you've got a great touch like Rob has, you're only moving it millimetres really. Another pot leaves the position for
58.
the pot into the other top pocket, and then he's back virtually where he was 3 shots ago. Well, that was unexpected. I'm not sure if that rolled off or if we got a bit of a kick, but either way, be disappointed with that. He's got this match won, I think it's fair to say. Rob has, but in the last 20 minutes or so, hopefully he'll be able to make enough break and we get to see a bit more top of the table. We've not really seen it in a great amount in this match, but It's been a bit of open play as well, but first match is always about just getting in and getting a feel for the table and the conditions. Get your Q arm going. And like I said earlier, if you are watching this live, feel free to put a comment in the chat of the YouTube or Facebook channel. Hi to David Gillingham, good to see you commenting. Fortunately not here this weekend, but I'm sure we'll see him back on the circuit in the next few events we've got lined up this season. Rob Young's watching from Australia. Hi Rob. Stephen Andrews is asking if any of Peter Sheehan's matches is on the streaming table today. And unfortunately, I don't think Peter's scheduled to be on the streaming today. We've tried to schedule obviously as many of the top seeds on there as possible, but I think Peter was one that wasn't scheduled, unfortunately, due to the way the schedule worked out. But hopefully we'll see some of Peter tomorrow in the latter stages on table 1. Of course, tomorrow is the knockout stages of this event. The group stages is finished today. 9 sessions, this is the first session. And then tomorrow we've got a last 24 stage. So it's 10 groups of 5, top 2 in each group go through. Win the 4th best. 3rd places, so 4 3rd place finishers go through as well to the last 24 round. And there's also a plate challenge cup competition for those not qualifying through the group stage. And if you're watching this and you fancy having a go in some of our tournaments, check out the World Billiards website. We've got events in Jersey, Channel Islands. We've also got the Irish and World Match Play Championships, and then we've got the Belgian Open and European Open, a new event in Belgium in May. So all events are open to everyone. So if you feel like you want to participate, then have a look at our website and get your name down. We've seen some new players come on board this season, and speaking to them, I know they've said how much they've enjoyed it and they want to come back for more, which is great to see. You get to compete against the very best players in the world, but which is great experience. But there's a range of abilities here. And the good thing about billiards is that you can learn from other top players, and it's just great to be around billiard people, especially after all the terrible time we've had the last couple of years or so. It's great to be back playing and seeing all the other players. I'll try and speak up a bit. Apologies if I'm sounding quite quiet. Hope you can hear me okay. So as we see now, Terry's just got quite a wide in-off here, having to dig down on the keyboard left hand side. He's got that quite nicely. So now he's playing the in off red. He's trying to set up the cannon very shortly, I think, from yellow to red. But when the table's been recovered, it often makes the top cushion a little bit on the slow side. Maybe compared to a table that's more worn and having to send that in and out of bulk. But that's worked out quite nicely. So Terry crosses the 50 mark. "15 minutes to go. That was nicely played. Got the red over the middle pocket now. And this break's developing very nicely. I think he can get in off that yellow from in hand. So that's, even if he doesn't fall quite right on the red, he's got the in off yellow to back it up. As long as he can get through to the yellow without the red being in the way. That could be a bit of an issue here. Just setting it up to have a look. So I wonder if he'll play the pot red and cannon here at the same time. Players don't often play double shots, 5 shots, but in this position, with the pot being a bit tricky, he's got the option of both. Has it reached it? It has. Has he got a touching ball? Don't think so. He would have liked a touching ball there. If he had a touching ball, the balls would have been spotted. His opponent's ball, Rob's ball, would have gone on the middle spot and red would have gone back on the spot. But as break reaches 73, it's hard to see what Terry can do here, other than play safe. Well, he tried a cannon, but double kiss there. Nevertheless, a good break there. That will make him feel a bit more comfortable. Also, the match is out of reach now for Terry, but Nevertheless, that gave him a feel of the conditions, feel a bit more confident in himself. So this is a Group B match, and also in this group we've got Chris Achilles, Mel Oakes and Sydney Ash in the same group as Rob and Terry. And next up on table 1, the streaming table, we've got Mark Hurst against Craig Fitzpatrick. So there'll be about a 15-minute break at the end of this match, and then we'll be back on again for session 2. Stun cannon there. The main aim of that was to try and leave the red near the pocket for a pot writing off. This off is a bit thinner than half ball. Half ball is the standard angle that players try to leave themselves, ideally when they're playing in offs. When the cue ball's on a line from the red spot to the top pocket, that gives you a half ball angle. It was just slightly narrower than that on that occasion. That was a good cannon. Just got the other side of the white, and now he can go in off it. And all of a sudden he's got both balls in position for a middle pocket in off, and he's playing from the D, so when the player's in that position, they're in control of the table and where they can manoeuvre the balls to. Looks like he's going to drop the white behind the spot here. That's an alternative way to get to the top of the table. We've seen drop cannons in this match, but when both object balls are in position for a middle pocket and off, or a pot in this case for the red, you can drop the white behind the spot, then pot the red, and you've manoeuvred yourself into a good position. But again, I'd be disappointed with that. That's a couple of pots we've seen Rob miss. I'm sure as the tournament goes on we won't be seeing him miss many of those, but we've seen him miss a couple in this match. But maybe just a slight lapse of concentration perhaps. And we've got more viewers from Australia, also from Winnipeg in Canada. So thanks for watching, and please do tune in for more footage this weekend. And we've also got a lot of footage on our YouTube channel of previous events this season, and other features and videos as well, interviews and coaching videos. We've got a lot of content over on our YouTube, so head over and subscribe and have a watch. I'm sure you won't be disappointed as Rob just finds a gap there and gets it in off. Attempted a short Jenny, just caught the first jaw of the middle pocket there. Side that he had on the cue ball, left hand side, tends to pull the cue ball into the pocket, and he just misjudged that slightly. And enough a drop cannon here, yellow to red. See if he can get the yellow close to the position beyond the spots. I caught that quite thick actually, but he's still got a pot on the red. Just got to be careful with this one, not easy. Played it well. So he looked at the in-off yellow there, just a little bit wide. He'd have to hit it quite hard to get the in-off there, so preferring to play the pot red and leave it crossing off, but just cued across that one a bit, I think it's fair to say, but Terry had a good 70 break towards the end of this match. That gave him a bit of confidence going into the next match in this group. Rob sending the red over towards the white. I think he's going to have to play this as a stun cannon. It's gone too far to play it any other way, but trying to keep the red in the middle of the table, that was his main plan there. So as we get to the last couple of minutes of the match, I'm sure we'll see Rob score a lot heavier as this tournament progresses. But nevertheless, he's had a fairly comfortable win here to start this day off. And as I was saying, the next match starts in about 15 minutes time. Mark Hurst is up against Craig Fitzpatrick on this table. All matches today are 1 hour duration, and in a knockout stage from the last 16 onwards they increase to 90 minutes. And I wonder if we'll have time for Rob to register another 50+ break in this match. I'm sure he won't be too concerned either way, but we'll see a lot bigger breaks from Rob, I'm sure, but as this tournament progresses, but nevertheless he'll be getting a feel for the conditions. A lot of the tables have been recovered, as I was saying earlier. But breaking down on 47, and there goes the time. Steve Cowie just announced, as you can probably hear. But there we go, Rob Hall has beaten Terry Azor in this first match. And the next session starts in about 15 minutes. Thanks for watching, and hope you tune in again soon. Take care for now, bye bye.